Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the Wave Channel 5 Greenville Public Access Television as we continue our downtown series as we take a look at Main Street Greenville and the stores and businesses that make up the business district of Greenville, Ohio. Alex Warner, along with videographer Nick Schmidt, glad you could join us as today we come a little bit off Broadway as we talk to Ted Abney, the owner of the Bistro Off Broadway here on 5th Street. And Ted, let's talk just a little bit about your background here.
All right. I run a company called JTech Incorporated out of Greenville here in Ohio for 32 years, and we sold it back in around early 2000s. And at that point, looking at investments, we ended up buying this building, which we eventually turned into a restaurant. And so that's where we got to where we're at right now with this. So
now, are you a Darke County native, or where's your background from family-wise?
I was born down in Brea, Kentucky, and I was raised in Richmond, Indiana. Graduated high school there, and ended up moving to Greenville in 1972.
And then, had you had a background that led into the JTech business, or what was your background that got you into that?
It was a military background. I spent 2 years in Vietnam, and when I went to schools in Australia. And it was all in communications background. And in JTech, that's what we traveled all over the United States installing telephone equipment and DC power equipment.
Okay. So you're a Berea, Kentucky native, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, down there, yeah, just south of Lexington, correct?
Yes, south of Richmond. So,
okay. Yeah, okay. I know exactly where that is. Ain't it the, was it Berea Hotel, I think it was down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, so anyhow, so this came about. What led you to saying, hey, I think I want to get in the restaurant business?
Well, we bought the building as an investment, and assuming that it was going to be a restaurant, and our deal kind of fell through with some individuals, so Diane and I just decided to go ahead and open a restaurant because, we kind of felt like Darke County needed casual, upscale restaurant instead of having to go down to the Dayton or Troy areas. So.
Yeah, and that's how it all came about. So with no background in the restaurant industry, then you had to bring some people in that kind of knew what they were doing, at least give you an idea to get started. I mean, you're pretty sharp and all that, but that's tough to get into a brand new industry like that.
Yes, it was, and we had some really good help from some local people that owns restaurants here, and then we hired Lisa Vorsard from, she was up at Versailles, and so she became our chef, helped set up our menu, and helped us get to where we're at.
Okay. Well, I know when I have family come in, we usually always come to the bistro because, like I say, it's a casual, upscale restaurant, and it filled a niche that really was wide open here in Greenville as well as Darke County.
Yes, and that's really what we were after when we opened. It's a place people can go, have dinner, a few drinks, and enjoy themselves without having to go out of town. So.
Yeah, of course, before you moved in here, then this was it Bumpers just before you moved in?
Yes. Yes, and Bumpers had been here for quite a while, and it was a bar. The building didn't have a kitchen or anything at that time, and so we had to do some remodeling and put kitchens to get where we're at.
Yeah. And the one thing I've got to ask, because everybody always wants to know when they come in, the cars that line the walls, that was part of the Bumpers collection, or how'd that all happen?
Yes, actually, Kenny Bowen had started and collected cars for some time, and then when we bought the building, part of the negotiation was the cars stayed with the building, and we have over 100 pedal cars here, and they're anywhere from reproductions to originals to just marketing cars.
Okay. So. Did you have to do a lot of remodeling when you came in to start with? I mean, because we got the white and black checked, risers here with the booths and things like that. Did you have to do a lot that way or not?
Yes, we did, and we wanted to keep the wood floors, so we stripped them and took them back to original. And just mostly painted. All the tile was put in. All the booths were, they're all new. So, and all the tables and everything we brought in. The bar was remodeled.
Yeah. So. I'm trying to remember, did this used to be part of Hobart, this building originally? I think somebody said something like that.
Yes, this originally was Hobart, and in Whirlpool, this was part of their manufacturing. They had 3 buildings downtown. In this particular building, there's 40,000 square feet in this building. And the very upstairs was all their office spaces, and then the painting was done downstairs and productions on the second floor here. So.
Yeah, we just had done a show on the KitchenAid experience a few weeks ago, and I thought they said that this had been one of the original Hobart buildings. Well, we're going to come back with Ted Abney here in just a second. We're going to talk a little bit about the menu and the wine variety and things of that nature here. We're glad you could join us once again here as we take a look at those businesses that make up the downtown district of Greenville, Ohio. We'll be back in just a moment. One thing that's unique about the Bistro Off Broadway is the wine selections. Ted, tell us, how did this all come about? And my gosh, who does all your ordering, and how do you decide what to put in here? Because there's bottles everywhere.
Yeah, we've got quite a collection here. I got interested in wine several years ago and been out to Napa about 3 different times. And so we started going to a lot of wine tasting is where we get most of our wine choices. A lot of the distributors have several wine shows each year, so we go to those. We carry anything from high-end like Opus One down to about any type of wines you want here.
Okay. And then who makes the selections? Do you or Diane, or who does that?
Well, if it comes to whites, Diane kind of makes those. The rest of them are my choices. So.
Yeah. Now, when you say from the top end down, just out of curiosity, your top priced wine, what are we talking? $100 bottle of wine or more?
No, it's a little more than that. We have a Bordeaux that's $400. Opus runs in the $240 to $300 range, so that's our high ends.
Yeah, you don't sell many of those on a daily basis, do you, or not?
No, not on a daily basis. Not in Dark County anyway. So.
What makes a $400 bottle of wine compared to table wine that comes in at $15, $20?
A lot of it is the winemaker, the year the grapes were produced. I mean, there's a lot that goes into wine, and winemakers have a whole lot to do with. There was one that just came out that I bought. We're talking about high-end wines. This bottle was like $700, but it was rated at 100 points, which is very unusual. And that bottle right now is selling for about $1,500. Yeah. Not in this restaurant, but yeah.
Well, you know, it seems strange, but it seems like everybody's starting to start a vineyard or a winery here in Dark County. You got, of course, the winery at Versailles, but there seem like there's 3 or 4 other startups. Do you try to buy any local wines yet, or don't they quite come up to your standards at this point in time?
Yeah, we sell Versailles wines. A lot of Dark County really enjoys the local wines, and being in vineyards, we just started one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we just put out 5 acres, so it'll be about 3 years before the grapes are produced, and kind of working with Versailles and some of the other wineries local to buy the grapes.
And you put this out on your property east of town then, or where?
Yes, this will be the first year. They're growing real well, so it's looking good.
Okay, well, here we go again. Yeah, that'll be another show at another time, right? We'll take a look at the wine industry. Hey, you know, Nick, we could do that, the wine industry of Dark County here. Okay, still reds with red meats and whites with fish and fowl?
It really is your personal preference. They say that, but I have whites with meats, so I just enjoy good wine. So.
Okay. Well, if you folks want good wine, this is the place to come here in Dark County. We're going to swing around a little bit, and then we're going to talk about the bar area, and then we'll take a look at the menu and some other things that go on up here at the Bistro Off Broadway, and we'll be back in just a moment. We're behind one of the bigger and more attractive bar areas here in Dark County, of course, and a full-service bar. Let's talk just a little bit. What makes a full-service bar, anyhow?
It's the drinks that you can mix and the amount of liqueurs and liquors that you carry, and beers. So basically, that's what makes a full-service bar. So.
Yeah, now, do you have different things on tap? Do you rotate those during the course of the year? Do you have like seasonals in? Have you got many craft beers and things like that?
We've not got into craft beer so much, but we do the seasonal beers. We rotate about 3 different beers with specialty type draft beers, and that probably changes about every 2 weeks.
Okay. Now, how many people do you have that you consider full-time bartenders back here then?
We only really have 1 full-time bartender, and we have 2 part-time bartenders.
Okay.
So.
You have to put them through their paces, make sure they know all the different drinks and how to make them, right?
Yes, because everybody comes in and seems to want something special today. So.
What would be your bigger bar nights? I'm assuming like Thursday, Friday, Saturday kind of evening crowd?
Our Wednesday night crowd is one of our busier nights, and then Fridays and Saturdays.
I wonder why Wednesday night?
we have a Wednesday night group that comes in, and so it's became kind of a tradition. So,
Do you have anything in the way of like a happy hour or anything like that, or not?
well, Wednesdays are $2 margaritas.
Oh,
so
well, that's why they're
yeah,
here.
that's why they're here too. That's part of it. But
And I work Wednesday evening. Darn it, I'm going to have to change that.
yeah, that would work.
Okay. Well, we're going to come back. We're going to swing around a little bit to go to a little different area here at the bistro and kind of talk about the menu and how that all's developed over the years. As once again, you're watching the downtown district here of Greenville, Ohio on the Wave Channel 5. We'll be back again in just a second. Alex Warner here with the owner of the bistro, Ted Abney. And Ted, seating capacity, because now we're back in the banquet rooms. You say you have 2 banquet rooms?
Yes, we have the room we're standing in right now. You can do up to about 90 individuals. The back banquet room is up to 50, and it's more of a private. Companies meet there for training seminars, that type of thing. So.
And you said total capacity, then you could put how many people seated here all together in the banquet rooms plus out front?
We can seat about 400 in the building. We have 10,000 square foot on this floor. So.
Well, I'm thinking about it. If people want to rent the space out for banquets, wedding receptions, whatever, how do they get in touch with you?
They can go on our website, or they can call myself or Lisa, and we will set it up.
Okay. And your website is what?
It's just thebistro-off-broadway.com.
Okay. Do you do anything as far as Facebook or anything like that also? Or?
Yes, Bistro has a Facebook page.
Okay. And then your phone number here?
Is 316-5000.
316-5000. Speaking of which, while I'm thinking about it, your hours that you're open here.
Right now we're closed Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays. We're open Wednesday. We open from 12 to 2 for lunch on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and then we're open till, and then we come back and open at 4 to 9 or 4 to 10 for the evening meals.
Okay.
So.
And then how about as far as Saturdays?
Saturday is only from 4 to 10.
Okay. So really, you're not open, now are you open with the bar later than that and just meals to 10, or the doors shut at 10?
We shut at 10. Downtown kind of dies around 9 o'clock, so.
You got to make hay while the sun shines, right?
You do.
Okay, so when people come in, and you know, we're looking around here, and I know I've been here for functions off and on for years and years. It's a great place to have this, and all the signs go around. We talked a little bit earlier about the cars and so forth, but the signs, I think it's just the decor and the lighting that really adds a lot to it and makes it that casual upscale type of atmosphere. Where do the signs come from?
Well, a lot of these signs, again, was here when bumpers came, and then a lot of the suppliers, they supply the neons with their products. Mm-hmm. So.
And, you know, not only the lighting and everything else, but then, you know, you got some brick walls, you got, like you said, they restored the hardwood floors. It's just a great place to bring people who come into Greenville and they just don't expect to find something like this in a small town in a rural county.
Yeah, most people comes in here and says this reminds you like of downtown Indianapolis or downtown Columbus or the Oregon District. And then we kind of wanted the more upscale for Darke County.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Let's talk just a second then about your menu. How'd you put that together? And then is that something you kind of tinker with by demand from your clientele, or has that stayed fairly stable over the years? And how's that all worked out?
Yeah, our menu was with the individuals that help us open, and Lisa designed the menu. It does change, and then we do summer menus and spring menus so that we kind of change it. And our menu changes all the time, and then we run specials every week.
Okay.
So.
And then you have like soup of the day and sandwiches, kind of like lunch specials in that 12 to 2 hour or whatever time you have?
Yes, we do lunch specials. We run 2 soups per day, and they're all made right here. So, but we do lunch specials too. So.
Yeah, I love that tomato bisque or whatever it is. That's one of my favorite soups up here. What would you say maybe 3 of the most asked for or more popular entrees you have here? Is there a specialty of the house? What do you think most people order? Let's say top 2 or 3.
A lot of them are our steaks. We do a chicken and biscuit, which we kind of designed for Darke County, and that's one of our better sellers. We do a prime rib that's thin sliced that is a really good seller. And we also do pastas. So they
Yeah.
go well too.
Yeah, I know. I enjoy the pastas a lot up here. Anyhow, how many employees do you have?
We employ about 25.
Okay.
Most of them are part-time, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Where do you find cooks? You know, I always wonder, where do you find cooks that prepare great meals like you serve up here? Are they just local, or do you have to bring them in from Dayton, or where do you find your people?
Well, we've been very lucky with Lisa being here since we opened, and we have a couple other really good cooks that have been with us. Line cooks, we mostly hire local, and then our preps are the same way. And there's quite a bit of a turnover in prep cooks and line cooks. So.
Plus, you spend a lot of time up here too, right?
Yes, more than I really should probably, but
How are you going to handle that? You're starting this vineyard up, and then this. I mean, you're cutting yourself you're going to be all over the place, right?
yeah, that vineyard is a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. It's very time consuming, so.
Yeah, and we're talking about 5 acres you set out there, and 3 years to maturity before you get your first crop. And then are you going to try to bottle that and bring it in here as the house brand then, I guess?
No, we haven't really got that far. A friend of mine has also put a vineyard out, and we've kind of been kicking around doing some of our own wine, so we'll see how that goes. But.
So what do you envision the future down the road here 5 or 10 years? I mean, you've already gotten up to the top of the heap here, it seems like. What do you do to stay there? Just keep doing what you're doing, or do you have plans to do anything else in the future with the restaurant or not?
Yeah, we're kicking around some ideas for the future. You know, breweries are getting to be a big thing, small local breweries. So we've been kicking around some other ideas here. So.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, this has been Ted Abney, and Ted, thanks for taking time out of your day. Once again, the Bistro Off Broadway here on East 5th Street. Look them up on Facebook, look them up on their website, and the phone number, once again, if they want to get in touch with you.
It's 316-5000.
316-5000. Well, this has been Ted Abney, and thanks once again on behalf of videographer Dick Schmidt. I'm Alex Warner, and thanks for watching as we take a look at the businesses and stores that make up the downtown area of Greenville here and make Greenville, Ohio, our town. We'll see you next time here on the Wave Channel 5. Good night, everybody.